So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play the clip. This is the most recent one. This is Alex Jones kills his own credibility with a CNP issue part 2. And this is, I don't know, I think about 4 minutes, 45 seconds long. And this is clips of Alex Jones edited together interviewing Joel Skousen, and then going back to back with clips that prove the contradictory statements between these people. And Alex Jones, in the interview with Charlotte Iserbyt, tells Charlotte Iserbyt that Joel Skousen agrees with her, and the CNP is bad, and the CNP is, you know, the dirtiest of the dirty of the Republican Party, which it is. And Alex Jones says that Joel Skousen agrees with her, when in all reality, Joel Skousen, what he said couldn't be further from the truth. Joel Skousen said that it was an ineffectual organization and that they didn't really get much done. It was supposed to keep the Republican Party conservative, and it got infiltrated, so they don't really get anything done. They just collect fees. So here we go. I'm gonna play this, and we'll come back, and then we'll get into some more articles, and actually one still dealing with this exact topic.
Let's try to jam in a few final calls. Christopher, California, quick question.
Hey, what's up, Alex? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. I'm excited to talk to Joel. I was glad to hear that he's going to be on the show. I have a quote here from Joel, and I also have a few questions for you. Joel, is it true that you said that I've been in a few of the Council for National Policy meetings, and they're dull, there's never anything sinister going on there, there's no influential government policy being made there, that they're rather dull, and that there's no conspirativity, and that they're not secretive, even though they've refused to release any of their meetings?
All right, we got to go to break, but we'll come back. There's a left-wing CFR-funded conspiracy theory that says some group called the CMP runs everything. And it's a total diversion, but we'll talk about it on the other side. This is key, what just got brought up, and I'm glad it got brought up by the caller. You know, I hear Joel laughing during the break when I asked him about this, but here's Joel for 2 hours exposing the Republican takeover of the Patriot movement, and then a caller calls in and says, because I've heard it all, you know, will you tell me about the CMP, and then are you part of it? Then there's the spin that the CMP runs the whole world now. It's a total distraction. I brought the question out about this conservative group that was trying to keep the Republican Party conservative, kind of like the Tea Party growing out of Ron Paul is today. And I know a lot of good people were in there early on, but then it became more of an establishment deal. But I've seen globalist publications try to claim that the CMP is really like the CFR.
Yeah, absolutely not true.
The Council for National Policy is the right-wing arm of the dialectic. It's the same as the CFR.
It started out with some real Goldwater-type Republicans trying to be more conservative than Reagan, but it quickly got, as I say, infiltrated by the establishment Republicans because these people had money. And anybody who's got money and can project their point of view, that the establishment's really worried. So they got that infiltrated, and they stopped it. It's become a very lackluster organization that really doesn't do anything except collect fees.
I realize that the CMP is just about as right as it comes. They're funded by Heritage, funded by Coors, funded by all these. No. And in fact, many of the people with the CFR funded it.
Well, I mean, again, here you are exposing conspiracies, exposing the New World Order, and then you have a private group that meets to try to keep the Republican Party conservative, and it turns into this whole other conspiracy theory put out by the Rolling Stone, who makes fun of things like the New World Order. It's ridiculous. But regardless, I've never been part of the CMP, know almost nothing about it. I went and researched it and found out the Hunt brothers were involved and stuff, and it looked like a right-wing attempt to get the government back from the globalist, and then it got taken over by the globalist. But then I noticed it was big foundation money, and like Mother Jones and Rolling Stone were promoting it. And that's what the White House regulations are. Cass Sunstein says we've now got the London Independent admitting The government is infiltrating conspiracy culture and posing to then attack real people. I'm sure people say, oh, how dare you, so I probably will. I'll just get Deborah Medina in all these conversations and all these speeches she's given since the incident 3 weeks ago with Glenn Beck, 2.5 weeks ago, and I'll show her after saying there's a lot of questions, people have a right, and then I'll show her saying it's despicable. I don't like flip-flopping. I want people to do what they say. And at this point, we can't believe anything she says if she gets in office, if she'll flip-flop like this. She better, hey, she's going to find out that who's really supporting her and that she better watch it. There's a left-wing CFR-funded conspiracy theory that says some group called the CMP runs everything. And it's a total diversion. Today, it seems more like a vestigial thing, kind of like the Tea Party will be in 20 years if the globalists are successful at taking it over. What's your view on that?
Yeah, precisely. That's exactly right. It's just going to get watered down more and more as the Tea Party will with establishment Republican support of establishment Republican candidates, and that's all the CMP does.
So, moving on with this Alex Jones issue. Recently, Alex Jones, and this just further proves that Alex Jones is an agent, I guess you could say, a shill, whatever you'd like to call him. I prefer to call him a gatekeeper because that's exactly what he is. This is an article that I wrote, and this is posted on my, right now it's on my Facebook, and it's on many other people's Facebooks as well. This headline, Alex Jones launches campaign causing truthers to be associated with terrorists. Alex Jones has launched his latest contest/activist campaign. He calls it his The Answer to 1984 is 1776 campaign. It's something that will assuredly allow the mainstream media to connect truth activists to psychologically disturbed behavior and domestic terrorism. Alex wants everyone to go post a V symbol all over the place, which he claims is a V for victory in the fight against tyranny. Infowars is claiming that the inspiration for this letter V is the V for Victory campaign carried out by the French to rally against the Nazis. But this isn't France, and almost nobody in America will recognize this connection. As any of us who pay attention know, the mainstream news will connect this V symbol to the incident with the school board shooter Clay Duke, where Duke spray-painted a V on the wall at the school board meeting and then rambled fairly incoherently about the unemployment rate and the economy before opening fire. Alex Jones will argue that he is having people post a V for Victory rather than the V for Vendetta symbol, but Alex should also know exactly how mainstream outlets will portray it, and should therefore know better than to have thousands of people posting Vs everywhere. This fits into the New World Order's plan for bringing forth the next civil war. When paying attention to the news cycle for more than a couple months, you can see the pattern of stories that are building up the tension in the population of the United States to a fever pitch. This is happening due to the fact that the stories being presented are designed to create worry, fear, anger, and panic. Posting a V everywhere will do two very specific things. First, because of the Clay Duke incident, it will create worry, fear, and anger, all of which lead to panic in many members of the public, because the majority of the general population will not know the difference between the V for Vendetta V and the V of the French V for Victory symbol. Second, due to the first being true, this will help allow the mainstream press to associate the truthers who are posting the Vs all over the place with psychotic behavior and violent actions. Paul Joseph Watson actually said on the Alex Jones show that the V is not the V from V for Vendetta. But the truth is that most people don't listen to the Alex Jones show, and most people won't read the tiny print at the bottom of the poster pointing out the V for Victory. Most people will see the poster, and the first thing into their mind will be V for Vendetta because it's the most recognizable modern reference to the letter. If you ask me, the fact that Watson addressed the issue is proof that they realize what I'm saying is true, and is their attempt to preemptively conduct damage control, so they can point back and say, look, we even explained it on the show and on the poster. I suggest looking at the Obama Joker campaign when Alex painted his face like the Joker from the Dark Knight film and went around handing flyers out to police while making the Joker voice, making truthers look mentally unstable, stupid, and ruining the credibility of people who speak of such things as the New World Order or eugenics or secret societies. Then look at what he pulled on Y2K. Then look at all the fear and anger he promotes and instills in his audience. And after looking at all those things, then you can make a more educated decision on whether or not Alex Jones is genuine or if he's another terror merchant and counterintelligence agent in the ballpark of Glenn Beck. I also feel that it's important to note that Alan Moore, the creator of V for Vendetta, is a self-described magician. According to the sourced information from the Wikipedia entry for Alan Moore, quote, on his 40th birthday in 1993, Moore openly declared his dedication to being a ceremonial magician, something he saw as, quote, a logical step to my career as a writer, unquote. According to a 2001 interview, his inspiration for doing this came when he was writing From Hell in early 1990s, a book containing much Freemasonic and occult symbolism. Quote, one word balloon in From Hell completely hijacked my life. A character says something like, quote, the one place gods inarguably exist is in the human mind, unquote. After that, I realized I'd accidentally made a true statement, and now I'd have to rearrange my entire life around it. The only thing that seemed to really be appropriate was to become a magician. Moore associates magic very much with writing. He says, quote, I believe that magic is art, and that art, whether that be music, writing, sculpture, or any other form, is literally magic. Art is like magic, the science of manipulating symbols, words, or images to achieve changes in consciousness. Indeed, to cast a spell is simply to spell, to manipulate words to change people's consciousness. And that is why I believe that an artist or writer is the closest thing in contemporary world to a shaman. The letter V is absolutely being that's the end of the Wikipedia article, by the way. The letter V is absolutely being manipulated to achieve a change in people's consciousness. Make of it what you will. And there we have it. Like I said in the article, Jones now has people posting V's all over the place, and historically the most commonly recognized reference right now in his history is going to be the V from the V for Vendetta movie. And although the two symbols do not look identical, it is the most recognizable reference to that letter. And the human mind, whether the symbols look exactly alike or not, because of how the human mind works, in the vast majority of people, V for Vendetta most certainly will instantly pop up in their head, regardless of whether or not it's the spray painted V with a circle around it or not. So, that being the case, Mr. Alex Jones, in his position, should certainly know better than to have people posting these V's everywhere. And just like his Obama Joker poster campaign, he should know better than to go around and paint his face like the Joker while making the Joker voice talking to policemen and expect to be taken seriously. All these actions do is make the truthers posting these flyers look either silly or not credible, or in this case, potentially dangerous. So thank you, Alex Jones, for sticking the dick in the truth movement once again. You're the tip of the spear. Oh man, you're awful, Jones. You really are. You're the tip of the flesh spear in the butt of the truth movement is exactly what you are. You dirty bastard. All right, moving on. This article out of theeconomist.com. The world's water coolers, where the influential people meet and talk. You can do nothing against it. Let's see. What is this? You can do nothing against the conspiracy theory, sighs Etienne Davignon. He sits in a lofty office with a stupendous view over Brussels, puffing his pipe. He is an aristocrat, a former vice president of the European Commission, and a man who has sat on several corporate boards, but that is not why some people consider him too powerful. He presides over the Bilderberg Group, an evil conspiracy bent on world domination. At least that is what numerous websites allege. Also that it has ties to Al-Qaeda, is hiding the cure for cancer, and wishes to merge the United States with Mexico. In reality, Bilderberg is an annual conference for a few dozen of the world's most influential people. Last year, Bill Gates and Larry Summers hobnobbed with the chairman of Deutsche Bank, the boss of Shell, the head of the World Food Program, and the Prime Minister of Spain. One or two journalists are invited each year on a condition that they abstain from writing about it.